Hi, I'm Greg. Welcome to FX Studio. I'm here to talk about my Marshall Astoria Dual Combo and demonstrate some of the 28 tone models for the ToneX, profiles for the Kemper, and captures for the quad Cortex of the amp. Available from fxstudio.com.au. By the way, our prices are in Australian dollars, which are about 2/3 of a US dollar or euro. At the moment, $30 Australian is just under $20 US, and slightly less again in euros. As always, I'm using minimal effects and definitely haven't hired a flashy guitarist who can make anything sound good to make these sound more impressive than they are. These are the same raw, hype-free tones you can purchase from fxstudio.com.au that will only sound better with you playing. I always make match captures with and without the mic'd cab, so you have the option of using the amp as it was designed or changing the tone with a different impulse response. I'm using the full mic'd amp captures as I'm yet to hear an impulse response that sounds as good. I do sometimes use impulse responses when setting up the profile as a second reference, the main and most important reference being the amp in the studio. If it doesn't sound the same as the amp in the studio, or my mic setup doesn't sound better than a direct capture with an impulse response, I've done something very wrong and start again. The Astoria might be the classiest looking line of amps Marshall ever produced, and definitely one of the more high-end. Completely hand-wired to a turret board using boutique quality components. They're only produced between 2015 and 17 and was a result of Marshall aiming for the boutique amp market, which seems fitting when you consider how many boutique amps are based on Marshalls. The Astoria uses KT66 output valves, which are similar to 6L6s and were used in the JTM45. Not a common choice of Marshall. Some people swap the KT66s for EL34s or 6L6s. Having tried all three, I went back to the KT66s as I like the slightly softer and sweeter tone. Even more unusual is a cathode biased output and no negative feedback. I think the only other Marshalls configured that way were the 18-watt models. It also has a separate clean channel, which, as we heard at the start, is quite bright and snappy for a Marshall. The Astoria could be the Marshall for people who aren't into Marshall. Still has Marshall characteristics, but less than usual. I'm used to amps sounding best with the outputs cranked, but for rhythm work in particular, I generally find the Astoria sounds best letting the preamp do most of the work. It was still loud in the studio, but the sweet spot for the output seems to be around 5. I did of course still make full volume profiles. They're a lot of fun to play, like this one. So that's a brief taste of the Astoria, a very cool and classy sounding amp. Tone models, captures and profiles available now from fxstudio.com.au. Hey, and thanks to everyone who's left reviews or told me how much they're liking these amps already. We're aiming to be the best possible, so it's great to know you've heard the difference. As always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit the drop down menu when you subscribe and hit that bell notification icon. And hopefully we'll see you soon.